News at 7:30. A service of Progressive Windows and Doors. A boil order lifted for Hydro water users. That's the big story for 7:30. I'm John Matthews. The town of Hydro officials say the boil order has been lifted after E. coli was previously found in the drinking water. An official water lab report conducted this week shows all water samples came back completely clear with no signs of E. coli. The water is now safe for human consumption. Custer County District Court records show a homeless man charged with multiple charges, including kidnapping. Weatherford Police Detective Matt Bartell says police apprehended Stephen Adam Goose in connection with an incident that occurred in Weatherford early Sunday.
Officers responded to the 3400 block of East Main in reference to domestic. Once officers got there, they found a female that had some obvious injuries to her face and neck area. Once they got done interviewing the female, it was learned that the male half had put a knife up to her throat. Officers were able to interview him, and he was eventually arrested.
The incident reportedly occurred at the Travel Inn in Weatherford. The city manager for Elk City says officials are in the idea design process of a new project, says Tom Ivester.
We've actually started on the idea/design process for our next big CAPS project, which would be an agriculture exposition center.
Ivester says the build phase likely won't occur for approximately 2 years. A Clinton man faces multiple charges in Custer County District Court, including attempting to elude police. Court records show 21-year-old Devin Kyle Rasper allegedly got into a high-speed pursuit with law enforcement after he was clocked driving 94 miles an hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone on Interstate 40 near Weatherford. Authorities say the vehicle Rasper was driving traveled at high speeds through the construction zones and exited near Hydro and later departed the road, struck a utility pole, and drove through a fence east of County Road 2440. Rasper was captured a short time later while on foot. We'll have more news coming up next.
Progressive Windows and Doors.
Hi, Jeremy here. Although most windows appear to be equal, there are differences in their performance and function that can greatly impact how they protect you and your home. We have engineered our windows to keep out the harshest of elements while maintaining ease of operation. To see for yourself, come visit our plant and showroom. We are located just 2 miles south and 2 miles east of Fairview on the Isabella Blacktop.
German engineered, Oklahoma built.
Weatherford City Commission races for Wards 1 and 3 will be decided by voters next week. For Ward 3, incumbent Warren Goldman says serving the public has been the most rewarding aspect of his role.
I get phone calls from people that they're having an issue, that they need to know if the city can help with it. You know, is this the city's purview? Or they're just having a problem dealing with the city. Over the years, I seem to be the lightning rod. I get more calls usually than most of the other commissioners put together. And part of that reason is that I listen. That's the most important thing you can do when you're trying to serve the public is listen.
Goldman and opponent Josh Atkinson will face off in the August 25th election. Also on the ballot will be the Ward 1 race between incumbent Kendon Wood and challenger Drew Terrell. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Elk City firefighters Wednesday battled a grass fire on the southwest side of the city that threatened nearby structures. The fire was brought under control and no structures were damaged. Fire officials urge residents to practice fire safety and refrain from doing any activities that could start a grass fire. Clinton Mayor David Barong discusses growth within the city, highlighting a more recent development.
One thing people don't know is that in our industrial park, just at the end of last year, our economic developer at that time had coaxed in and had made available a new transport company in our industrial park out south of town. But they had not started action, and it's a Frito-Lay distribution center. So that's happening now.
Barong says the center offers job opportunities and continued economic growth. Here's state news with the Radio Oklahoma Network.
News from the Radio Oklahoma News Network. I'm Ann Roberts. IMSA heat alerts for Tulsa and Oklahoma City remain in effect. Radio Oklahoma's Ken Johnson takes a look.
So far, the ambulance service has answered 16 heat-related calls in Oklahoma City, with 12 hospitalized, while in Tulsa, EMTs responded to 13 heat calls, with 8 hospitalized. Stay hydrated and take frequent breaks.
Forbes magazine releases its 2026 list of the top places to work in every state. In Oklahoma, the number one state-based employer is the Choctaw Nation, followed by OU and St. Francis Health System. The businesses that made the list are rated high for their management style, wages, company reputation, flexibility, and career advancement opportunities. More on these stories at RadioOklahomaNews.com. From the Radio Oklahoma News Network, I'm Ann Roberts.
News at 7:30, a service of Progressive Windows and Doors. Coming up next, we'll look at local funeral services after a word from Lee Hometown Funeral Home.
Lee Hometown Funeral Home of Clinton is here for you, offering local, compassionate service with true hometown values. Did you know all veterans receive 15% off any service? And if you've already made arrangements elsewhere, we honor and accept all prepaid funerals and cremations from any other funeral home. At Lee Hometown Funeral Home, you can trust that your wishes will be honored by the people you know and trust. Come to Lee Hometown Funeral Home, where the Lee family tradition continues.
Funeral services for 77-year-old Roxy Sue Thompson will be held today at 10 o'clock at the Martin Duggar Funeral Home and Cremation Service Chapel in Elk City. She worked as a nurse. Interment will be in the Carter Cemetery. A memorial service for 77-year-old Cherry Thompson Davis will be held today at 2 o'clock at the First Christian Church in Clinton. She worked as a janitor for Clinton Public Schools. Interment will be in the Clinton Cemetery. Services under the direction of Keesalt Lee Funeral Home in Clinton. Funeral services for 78-year-old Michael Frank Thompson will be held Friday at 9 o'clock at the Calumet School Gymnasium. He worked as a farmer. Burial will follow at the El Reno Cemetery. Services under the direction of Turner Funeral Home in Hinton. Today's funeral notices, a service of Brandon Lee at Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton.